JBN, we keep you informed. Senior citizen battling cancer murdered. The brutal killing of 76-year-old Kitchener Howard of Springbank in Portland Thursday night has left his 17-year-old granddaughter and residents in the area grief-stricken. Sharika Clark said that her grandfather was battling cancer, had a difficulty walking, and had been ill for some time now. She said that his quiet and friendly attitude enabled him to share an excellent relationship with other residents, who are all saddened by what they described as the senseless killing of the ailing man. "I feel sad, I cried. He was fun-loving and caring," said Clark. "He had prostate cancer and he could hardly walk. We are all saddened by this killing, and we're trying to cope as a family. I really miss him. I think he was murdered in his sleep," she divulged. The body of the senior citizen was found by the police in his one-room concrete house with what appeared to be stab wounds about 11 p.m. He was pronounced dead at hospital. Howard was last seen alive about 7 p.m. on Thursday by family members. Howard, a former musician who once played the banjo, is best remembered for performing at several hotels in Ocho St. Anne and also singing for tourists on the Rio Grande in Portland. "We are shocked by his murder," commented 57-year-old Helmer Brown, a neighbor. "This is a quiet community, and the gentleman was well known to everyone. It's hard to believe that someone in this space actually committed such a brutal act. He was such a cheerful and friendly individual," she said. This killing has left the entire community of Springbank in a state of shock. He was a harmless old man who was often seen hobbling around most days, while exchanging friendly gestures with just about everybody. This is the second murder that has been committed in Portland since the start of 2020. 2 persons charged in case of missing U.S. student Jasmine Deen. The police are reporting that 2 persons of interest in the case of missing University of the West Indies student Jasmine Deen have now been charged. 40-year-old Tamar Henry, otherwise called Braff, and Lavish of Bull Bay St. Andrew, and a 36-year-old Gregor Wright, otherwise called G, remain in police custody. Wright and Henry are charged with possession of identity information, 8 counts of unauthorized access to computer data, and simple larceny. The police say Henry was also charged with the breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act. In the meantime, the police say investigations are continuing in connection with the disappearance of the U.S. student. Yesterday, opposition Senator Floyd Morris used the upper house to demand an update on the progress of the investigation. He said the police should indicate what had been happening and indicate if the suspect who was first held was still in custody. Deen, 22, disappeared on February 27 after she failed to return home from the university. Several weeks later, the police identified a man in connection with the disappearance. Hunts Bay escapee flees dragnet. The sole escapee from the Hunts Bay police lockup in St. Andrew, who remains at large, fled a police dragnet in Kendall, Manchester this morning. Michael Orlando Ellis, 31, has been on the run since last Sunday when he and the 7 others escaped. 5 have since been captured and 1 killed in a shootout. According to information received, Ellis was picked up by a motorist early this morning at a house in the community. Shortly before the police arrived, he was advised by relatives to turn himself in but refused. Ellis, who is facing a charge of robbery and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, is of a Ramsey Road address in Kingston and also New Green District in Manchester. The police are reminding citizens that it is an offense to harbor fugitives. Maypen man facing charges in relation to brother's murder. A 24-year-old Jamaican man is to answer charges relating to the murder of his brother, 25-year-old Nicholas Jones. The accused is Romario Jones. The charges stem from an incident on April 18, where explosions were heard while the brothers were at home in Canaanites, Maypen, Clarendon. The elder Jones died following the incident. His younger brother has also been charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. He is to answer the charges in court. Jamaicans stuck in Cayman plead to come home. Several Jamaicans in the Cayman Islands are appealing to the government to allow them to fly home as the measures being implemented to control the spread of the coronavirus there have been making life unbearable. The Jamaicans who went to the Cayman Islands to find employment said that their savings are being seriously depleted by widespread job losses coupled with the closure of remittance businesses. A March 24 order mandated the closure of all non-essential businesses to restrict movement and interactions in the British Caribbean territory. Andre Swaby, who lost his job at the start of the outbreak in Cayman, said that like other Jamaicans, he can neither send nor receive money. He lamented that major remittance entities such as JN Money Transfer, Western Union, and MoneyGram were closed, seriously impacting the ability of many Jamaicans and other non-Cayman nationals to stay afloat. People like we who not working and over here want to come home. We need the government and your wholeness to free we up, he said. Cayman is a low risk, not like America, Canada, or the European countries. Up to yesterday, the Cayman Islands had reported 66 cases of the novel coronavirus, with one fatality, since its first case was confirmed on March 12, 2 days after Jamaica recorded the first instance of the virus. Last night, Jamaica's tally stood at 288 cases with 7 deaths. The Jamaican government shuttered its ports to incoming passenger traffic at midnight on March 21, but gave a last gasp extension which expired 2 days later. That ban remains in effect until May 31. Is that the Cayman government don't want us to leave with anything. Kinda like them want the money for just spend here. No sending and no receiving, so we couldn't send home funds and bank the money. Another Jamaican who requested not to be named said, "We work here so that we don't have to be a burden to anyone back home. We just want to leave here." Running out of options, Swaby says he has sought audience via social media with the Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister, but to no avail. Swaby also said that he has made contact with the Jamaican consulate in the Cayman Islands, which has issued an advisory saying that there were no flights being arranged for the repatriation of Jamaicans at this time. The Jamaican government said earlier this week that the protocols for controlled re-entry of Jamaicans have been revised. However, no date has yet been announced. Uptick in Jamaicans in the U.S. reaching out for help. The northeast area of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, GJDC in the United States, has implemented a raft of care services for Jamaicans who reside within the region, particularly those who have been severely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Northeast Diaspora Representative Dr. Karen Dunkley said that a team has been put in place to cater to the needs of those who are not prepared for the novel coronavirus, financially, emotionally, and psychologically. There have been tremendous emotional, financial, and social devastation. We had an enormous reporting of people who have either lost their jobs or had a serious reduction in income, and because of that, we have implemented a system on our website aimed at assisting with food, bill payment, immigration services, financial assistance, and health care if they need it. And this applies to whether or not they are documented or undocumented, explained Dunkley. She stated that individuals have been very responsive and have been taking advantage of the services being offered through the website and representatives in each state within the region. We have seen a tremendous uptick in the number of individuals who have reached out to us. Jamaicans are proud people, and when you see they call to ask about the food pantry, you can just imagine what we're going through as a people, Dunkley argued. Hewitt Howard, another Jamaican who has been operating a food pantry in Philadelphia since the 1980s, confirmed that there has been a 30% increase in the number of Jamaicans who come in for assistance, especially when they realize that the food pantry is being operated by a Jamaican. We provide fresh vegetables, water, meat, cheese, milk, eggs, sandwiches, and all the canned goods you can think of. Generally, we serve over 200 meals per week. However, right now, we are doing approximately 600 meals per week. I have seen an increase in the West Indian community. They have found out that we are Jamaicans. Some more people come around because they feel more comfortable, said Howard. Dunkley, in the meantime, stressed the importance of getting counseling during the COVID-19 pandemic. You know, there's a stigma in Jamaica as it relates to mental health, so we call it emotional health care. We are now averaging 10 calls a day. Typically, you'll get 2 or 3 calls per day, she noted. Now there's a high level of uncertainty and anxiety. People just don't know what is happening, what's next. Everyone anticipated a shorter duration of the impact of COVID-19, and to see that this is not a 2-week or 3-week thing, the information keeps changing, she said. Certified social worker Lauren Smith heads a team that provides counseling. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember, subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.